The Board of Commissioners recently proclaimed August as recipients of the Purple Heart Recognition Month in Wake County. The Purple Heart is awarded to those who have been wounded and or killed while serving in the U.S. military against opposing armed forces. Also this month, Wake County will host the 2014 Capital Area Veterans Stand Down at the South Wilmington Street Shelter. Joining us to talk about the honor, the Purple Heart honor, and the stand down is Dougie Johnson, Director of Wake County Veterans Services. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Eric.
First, Dougie, can you tell us a little about the services offered by those in the Veteran Services Office?
Absolutely. I have a staff of 4, including myself. I have a full-time Veteran Services Officer. We've got a part-time Veteran Services Officer, and I have a full-time assistant. And we help veterans and their families navigate the wide spectrum of VA benefits that are available. The most sought after these days are VA compensation and or pension, which are 2 different disability programs. And then you have VA healthcare and VA education. Those would be the main benefits. And depending upon your disability status, there are different bells and whistles that a veteran may be able to take advantage of.
And the good part about this as well is, like yourself, there are veterans that are actually part of the staff.
That is exactly right. That is part of our motto, our slogan. We are an office of veterans serving veterans. It's easier, I think it's easier for veterans to kind of let down their guard and to establish a better rapport with someone that's sitting across the desk that pretty much been there, done that, just like they did. They can relate firsthand. They feel a little bit more comfortable, and so it's a huge advantage. That's not to say that a non-veteran couldn't provide, excellent service. There are many wonderful, excellent veteran services officers throughout the state who didn't serve in the military. You have to have a love for veterans, and we certainly have that.
Yeah, and of course, how large is this, the active service and veteran population in Wake County? Folks will be quite amazed.
Well, there aren't many active duty personnel in the Raleigh area. The main military hubs here in the state are Camp Lejeune, Cherry Point, you have Fort Bragg, you have Seymour Johnson, and you have Pope Air Base. So, you may have, there's a reserve station, you may have some full-time active duty people, same with the other, there's like 2 or 3 reserve stations here in the area. So I don't have a raw number on active duty personnel, but recently, within the last year, Wake County has surpassed Mecklenburg County as having the most veterans in the state of North Carolina. We have over 58,000 here in Wake County.
Wow. As mentioned earlier, Wake County received a distinction being named a Purple Heart County. Yes. What does that mean?
It means that Wake County is supportive of veterans of the military, and specifically the wounded veterans, veterans that actually shed blood, in the conflict, is a big deal. So I was proud to introduce members of the Military Order of Purple Hearts during one of the more recent Board of Commissioner meetings. And it was huge. I had goosebumps the entire time, because I don't care what one's politics are. It's kind of hard to not support the troop that's on the ground, especially someone that's kind of shed blood and everything. You kind of have to feel a little warm and fuzzy about that. So yes, Wake County is a supporter of the Purple Heart, and we proclaim August 2014 Purple Heart Month.
And changing just a little bit, Wake County will host the annual Capital Area Veterans Stand Down.
Yes, sir.
At South Wilmington Street Shelter. I've been to a number of those and always amazed. Can you share with us some of the services that will be offered, and why is this event so important to serving the veterans here in our community?
Absolutely. Well, let me just start by giving you a brief history of how the stand downs came into existence. back in the Vietnam conflict, the guys would come in from out of the field and they'd be banged up and, some of them be stressed out. And so the stand down was created back then to kind of give the guys a day or two of wellness, of rest, put them in touch with resources that were going to help them get back into the fight. The same logic applies with our capital area stand down. It's more geared towards the homeless veterans, but there will be services for all veterans. I'll be there. I'll be there to provide information about all relevant VA benefits and to tell people where my office is located. The VA will be out there. The healthcare folks will be there, signing people up, enrolling them into the healthcare system. They're going to be haircuts. They're going to have dentists out there. Legal aid will be out there with us. In other words, anything that you can think of to make a homeless veteran more self-sufficient, to kind of bring them into the fold, will be available. There will be jobs out there as well. And that's where some of the non-homeless vets, they can take advantage of some of those resources.
Okay. And how can veterans find out more information about the assistance offered at Wake County Veteran Services?
We have a link at wakegov.com. If you did a search on that particular webpage for veteran services, my page will come right up. We're available from 8:30 to 5:15, Monday through Friday. We're at the Eastern Regional Centers, the county's regional centers once per month. We're at the South on the second Wednesday, the East out in Zebulon on the third, and we're at the North on the fourth Wednesdays of each month. We're not hard to find, and it would be our absolute pleasure to help with the benefits. In addition to, kind of superficially filling out the applications, which just about anybody can do if you can read from left to right and up and down the page. We oftentimes serve as referees, to offer perspective to a veteran when it's not appropriate to maybe move forward with the claim, per the VA's qualifying criteria. And sometimes we have to call foul on the VA if they inexplicably deny something that a veteran should have rated. So, that we're like the in-house VA claims people, and we're here to help, and it would be our absolute pleasure. If anybody within earshot of this broadcast, if they feel they have a dog in the fight, all they need to do is reach out, and we'll be glad to help them out.
Dougie Johnson, Director of Wake County Veteran Services, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Eric, for having me. It's been wonderful.